Hey guys, good morning. So, when I started YouTube, I just really felt prompted by God to just share all of me, share the things that I love, share the creative things that I find interesting, but also just to share the real heart and depth of who I am, the things I'm struggling with. And so from time to time, I really make it an effort to hear when God is just really impressing things on my heart. And I share not to be down, but I share because I know that there are other people out there that are going through the same things. And I feel like the enemy likes to isolate us. He likes to get us alone and sit in our stuff and just sit in our self, just depression and sadness and get in our heads and speak lies to us. And I am just so about promoting truth. And I think the more that we can be open with ourselves, with each other, and with people on YouTube, then I think that there comes freedom from that. There comes just really resting and knowing and landing on God's truth. So I just want to be real. Like, I am struggling. I have had a really hard couple weeks. I just feel like life feels very overwhelming. I don't know if you can relate. You know those times where you just feel like getting up out of the morning is hard, getting to school is hard, getting yourself ready feels hard, making dinner feels hard. Like, there are weeks of like charging full steam ahead, and there are weeks like I've had this last week and now this week that just feel hard, and I just feel kind of in this slump, and all the little extra things that I have committed to or the things that I want to do but feel like I can't, just feel like they're piling down on me. And I think it's because the season is coming to a close. Summer is upon us, and summer is a time of rest. And I think my soul feels that so fully right now. I am just ready to be done with commitments and just be. And so right now I'm also really evaluating how often I should be posting on YouTube. While I love it, it adds like a lot of stress. It adds a lot of just extra to my day-to-day thinking, to just planning my videos and editing and all of that. I really want to be mindful about where God has me right now and the things that He really wants me to be pouring into, which is first and foremost my family, my children. And so I'm trying to really be present with that. So if you see me taking a step back, posting once, twice, not always 3 times a week, just know that my heart is there. But right now I'm having to do some just soul searching about where God has me spending my time. Because I think when we get to be so exhausted, that is God's gracious gift to us. It's in our humility that He wakes us up to just our need for Him. And I think that we need to pay attention to those times that we feel a little bit extra burnout, more exhausted, that life is hard, that we pay attention to that and we respond not with ignoring it and continuing to pile more on our plates, but to taking a step away and a rest and a break to just really allow ourselves to recharge and to really hear from what our priorities should be in response to what God has for us. I have been also dreading for some time now. I'm going to try to not get emotional, but I've just been thinking a lot this week. This week would have been my due date week. I would have been due about the 8th to the 11th of June, somewhere around there. I didn't have an official due date since I never made it to my 8-week checkup. But I just keep thinking. I'm such a heavy thinker and feeler, and I remember dates, and things are so meaningful to me. And so as this week began, I just kind of felt this sense of darkness coming over me and this pain. And, I would be getting ready to meet my 4th baby this week, and how exciting that would be, and how, how different life is right now as opposed to how it would have been should things have gone more my way. But they didn't. And so what is my proper response? What is our proper response when things are different and don't go as planned? And that is what I'm really wrestling with this week. And I'm really just trying to push more into Christ and not allow myself to sit in that pain, but to push into Him and say, Lord, what do you have for this? Like, what is my appropriate response as my due date comes and my due date goes and there's no birth of this baby? What is my appropriate response to that? How do I feel? How do I move forward? How do I have joy in the midst of pain and suffering? And I just think that in our humility, whether it's realizing that we are so not in control of our bodies, we are not in control of the life that God gives and the life God takes away. We are not in control of just doing everything as moms, like so perfectly and jam-packed schedule and having the perfect this and that and all the expectations. It really comes down to our humility. And when we can embrace that and be like, okay, God, I am not enough. Your grace is sufficient, but my strength is fallen. And that is our fallen just nature as humans. And until we can really recognize and humble ourselves before the Lord and hear our need for Him, we are going to be continually just caught up in this rat race, and the weight of it just, it is heavy. So I wanted to read you a few verses that have really been speaking to me this week. I'm just going to leave that with you today. And if you're going through something hard, just know that I am right there alongside of you. Life is not always easy and fun and creative and full of parties. Like, there is hard times that go on in my life as well. And God gives us His truth to set us free. Not that life is going to be easy, but He wants us to have this free life that we can just rest our burdens upon Him. So let me read you these verses. James 4:10, humble yourselves before the Lord and He will lift you up. Colossians 3:12, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Pride brings a person low, but the lowly in spirit gain honor. Proverbs 24:4, humility is the fear of the Lord. Its wages are riches and honor and life. 1 Peter 5:6, humble yourselves therefore under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. So being humble, being low in spirit, recognizing that we can't do it all on our own, that is only by God's grace and strength that we can persevere and get through, is just absolutely vital to this life. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening, for always encouraging, and pray that you have a really blessed day and that you too can unload your burdens and in your humility just really see your need for Christ. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.